Okay, I have to re-record. So in this tutorial, we will do a blender ball animation. I'm re-recording because my voice didn't apply on the last video. So as you can see right here, we're starting off with a sphere. Then we're going to go into top view. And you shouldn't be following this mouse. This is the mouse that you should be following right here. And then we're going to go to the left eventually, and we're going to smooth out the surface of the sphere. To the left, and it says shading, and we're going to smooth it out. Then we're going to take it into object mode and take it out of edit mode, and you will see that the sphere is now smooth. Now we are going to go to add, and what we want to do is add a lattice. And when we add the lattice, we're going to surround it around the sphere. So we want to make the edges of the lattice align with the circumference of the sphere, so it can make the animation easier. So we grab the lattice, press G to grab, and we put it around the sphere. Right now we're selecting it, and we want to use the parent option. And to make the lattice the parent of the sphere, you want to select it, and you could press Control P, or you could go to, I believe, select and go to parent. And then once you go to parent, then you will have to choose lattice to deform. So the blender knows to make lattice the parent object. So after we make lattice the parent object, then the ball or the spear should do whatever the lattice does. So whenever the lattice moves, the ball should move. So basically, the lattice is just there to make it easier to control the sphere. So you go to Object, Parent, Set, click on Set, and then go to lattice the form. And after all that's done, now it's time to animate the ball and make it bounce up and down. Now we want to put the ball in the front view so that we're looking at front view right now. And we're going to click on frames, and we want to put the start frame at 1, and we want to end the frame at 23. Just a random number. And over to the right of that, where we put 23 at, then that is where we're changing frames. So if we want the ball to bounce up, we put one on frame 1, then we put it on frame 1, and we want it to bounce down on frame 5, then we put it on frame 5. And once we get to that part, I'll explain it in further detail. Now we have the sphere or the ball at a high position. Grab the object and push it up to how high we want it. And then once we do that, we go to Insert on the left and click on Lock Rot Scale to lock it in position for frame 1 down here. For frame 1 down here. Now we have it at a down position. We need to change the frame, but every time that is put in there, every time we lock it in position, you'll see a yellow line that comes up for which every time it'll bounce at that position. So now we went down here to play the object, and as you can see that the ball is bouncing. So now we have a bouncing ball. And we can make it as smooth or as close as possible to where you want the ball to bounce faster, you want it to bounce slower, you want to make it go into a basket. We could do that as well. I'm going to play. And now it's going much faster because we added frames of when it was going to bounce. So, and then we're going to save the object. Right here we have the ball tilted at frame 11. We could have squashed it if we wanted to make the ball, when it bounces, look like it squashes, but we didn't do that in this tutorial. Also, we're going to put in 3D cursor, and yes. And as you can see, that's what we have so far. And we're going to save the file as Blender animation ball, or ball animation. And we rendered the image, and this is what it looks like in the rendered image. So once it's saved, and all you do is go to file and you save the frames and put it under whatever file name you want it under. But yes, and that ends the tutorial for Blender ball animation. Thank you for your time. My name is Talia Jones.